Good morning and welcome to the Morning Breath Livestream. I am your host, Jeremy Tennell, systems designer and coherence coach. And this is week 10, day 49 of our 14-week journey entitled The Path of Personal Transformation. Today, we're talking about something deeper than pressure, deeper than speed. We're talking about the binary and why most people collapse into it without even realizing it. We're revisiting this subject because it is so important to understand this concept. Most people don't struggle with complexity, they eliminate it by forcing everything into right or wrong, good or bad, yes or no, move or don't. But real growth, real life, doesn't happen inside the binary. It happens in your ability to hold two opposing truths at the same time and existing in the tension it creates. There have been moments in my life where I wanted a clear answer. Stay or go, speak or remain silent, push forward or pull back. I wanted resolution. But what I started to notice was this. The more I forced clarity too quickly, the more I reduced the situation into something smaller than it actually was. I wasn't finding truth. I was simplifying complexity so I could feel certainty. And that cost me. Years ago, I faced a financial collapse. The pressure was intense. I wanted a resolution. So I moved towards an outcome without fully holding the alternative. I took the easy way out, and it cost me in reputation, future access, and opportunity. The situation didn't need immediate certainty. It needed capacity. And we do this with relationships and team dynamics and worldviews all the time. Binary thinking is a reduction strategy and an effective one. It's how the mind creates safety in the presence of complexity. But when you collapse into the binary, you lose information because real situations contain multiple valid perspectives and competing needs. Most of life is living with contradictory truths. You can be confident and still uncertain, care deeply and still set boundaries, move forward and yet still question direction. But if you default to either or thinking, you force yourself to abandon part of reality in order to feel resolved. Here's the shift. Polarity is not a problem to solve. It's something to hold. It's something to cultivate. Internally, this means developing the ability to sit with ideas, discipline and flexibility, structure and flow, action and reflection. Not choosing one over the other, but learning when and how each applies. Externally, this becomes even more important in teams, in relationships, and leadership. Because strong groups don't eliminate difference, they hold it, they create space for it. Challenge, perspective, disagreement, these are not disruption, but a way to keep the system relevant and adaptive and alive. From a systems perspective, binary thinking collapses complexity into rigidity. It forces systems into fixed positions, predictable responses, limited adaptability, but healthy systems operate through polarity. They balance stability and change, efficiency and resiliency. individual agency, and collective alignment. And the leaders within those systems don't rush to resolve that tension. They regulate it. Because inside that space, better decisions emerge, more complete understanding becomes more possible, and the system avoids fragmentation. Culturally, we've been conditioned to think in the binary. Algorithms reward extremes, and conversations collapse into two sides and silos. Nuance has all but disappeared. Everything becomes for or against, with us or against us, right or wrong. And over time, people lose the ability to think in layers, to hold contradiction, to say, I don't fully agree, but I understand. And when that capacity disappears, so does meaningful dialogue and innovation and intelligence. But most importantly, trust. So today, notice where you collapse into the binary. Notice where you force decisions too quickly, reduce complexity, and choose certainty over understanding instead. Practice holding both. Not forever, but long enough to see more clearly. Because coherence is not about picking the right side. It's about having the capacity to hold the full picture before you act. Spend some time with your journals today and ask, where in my life am I forcing a binary choice when the reality is more complex? And then dig into what would it look like to hold both perspectives without rushing to resolve them. Let's move into our breath work. We're going to practice for about 5 or 6 minutes. So find yourself a comfortable seat and roll your shoulders, shift your hips. And we're going to start with an inhale through our nose. Exhale with a sigh. Let's do that again. I'm targeting the cognitive center of my heart so I can connect my cognition between my heart and my head. So I'm placing my hand over my heart, and I'm going to breathe in through my nose for about 6 seconds. So let's breathe in and out through your mouth. In and out. In and out. Keep that pattern up. And now begin a gratitude list in your mind. I am thankful for today. I am thankful for the birds chirping. I am thankful for the sunrise. I am thankful for my support system. I am thankful for the opportunity today brings. Continue the pattern of breath and gratitude in silence. Expand them. If you get distracted, return to your breath and your gratitude. Stay with it. This is where the benefits come. This intentional practice increases our ability to remain resilient. Let's take an inhale through our nose. Exhale with a sigh. Returning to this space. Again. When we practice breath intentionally, we bring ourselves into awareness with our autonomic nervous system. And in the face of stress, in the face of anxiety, we increase our capacity to be able to center ourselves and ground ourselves. If this resonates with you, stay with the work, because this is where thinking evolves beyond reaction. Most people are looking for the right answer. Very few are developing the capacity to hold the full question. Take a breath. I'll see you tomorrow at 5:30 in the morning.